Moving on to item 13, which is the annexation of property to Community Facilities District CFD number 2017-1 to fund municipal services. The presentation is by our interim city manager, Diana Langley.
Good evening again. So in 2017, City Council approved the formation of Community Facilities District 2017-1. At the time it was formed, there were 5 specific development projects that were identified, and those projects were Sutter Heritage, Walnut Park Estates, Faith Christian Residential Development Site, Yuba Crossings, and Valencia Estates. And to date, only Valencia Estates has actually developed and annexed into the district. So on September 19, 2017, Council also adopted a resolution approving a tentative map for a project up on the north end of Stabler Lane, on the east side of Stabler Lane across from Regency Park. There's a condition of approval on the map that states that prior to recordation of the map, the development shall pay for operations and or maintenance for police, fire, parks, drainage, and ongoing street maintenance costs, the items that are covered by the CFD. And so the condition notes that this condition may be satisfied through participation in Melrose Community Facilities District by payment of cash or by another secure funding mechanism. And in this case, the developer has decided to move forward with joining the CFD 2017-1. So for reference purposes, the property, again, is located on the north side of Stabler Lane. So here's Stabler Lane, Pease Road is up here, here's Regency Park, and here's the property. So the standard procedure for this is to approve a resolution of intent to annex, hold a public hearing within 30 to 60 days, and finally hold an election within 90 to 180 days. However, in this situation, we have a developer that is ready to record the final map and has, my understanding, is a buyer. And so we have compressed the process significantly to where we are doing all of the actions tonight. And so fortunately, our city attorney assisted us with determining that process. And so we're going through this alternate streamlined process for annexing the property into the CFD. So one of the things that I want to note is that all property owners have submitted a petition to annex and waiver the deadlines, and copies can be provided if desired. There are other alternatives to this. Did I skip a slide? I'm going too far. So first, again, the developers, I skipped a slide, so now I've got to go back. So please excuse me for a moment.
This one's going to be cumbersome, so take your time.
I know. I'm a little bit flustered because we're going to get into a series of things that we have to do with council, so I'm anticipating that. So the developer is agreeable to waiving the standard time periods, which is noted in the waiver. And they're requesting that the council approve a resolution of intent to annex, hold the public hearing, and conduct the election all in the same meeting. And the developer owns all the properties to be annexed. So the current levy for the CFD is $467.10 per single family residential unit. So alternatives, council could proceed with not authorizing annexation into the CFD and direct staff to come up with another means for the development to contribute to its fair share of services, or authorize the annexation but do not approve the request for waivers. We do not recommend either one of those alternatives and recommend the following. So this is where it starts to get into the process. So first, adopt a resolution stating intent to annex certain territory into CFD 2017-1, setting a time and date for the public hearing thereon, which will be tonight, and adopting a boundary map showing territory proposed to be annexed to CFD 2017-1. So prior to council adopting the resolution, the vice mayor needs to call for public comment.
Public comment or a public hearing?
Public comment.
Okay. Any comment from the public, please? Anything via email?
Nothing by email.
Okay, back to you.
On to the next step. Now, hold a public hearing for the annexation of tentative parcel map number 17-02 into CFD 2017-1.
This is right.
Yes.
Before we go to the next step, we vote on resolution.
Yep.
Okay.
To the Vice Mayor.
Please.
I move to adopt a resolution stating intent to annex certain territory into CFD 2017-1, setting a time and date for a public hearing thereon, and adopting a boundary map showing territory proposed to be annexed to CFD 2017-01.
Second.
I'm assuming that you're setting the time and date as right now.
As in 30 seconds.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None opposed. Motion passes.
So next is the public hearing.
Public hearing on the annexation of tentative parcel map number 17-02 into CFT 2017-1 is now open. If there are any members of the public who would like to address the council on this issue, please provide your statement via public comment, state your name and address for the record. Do we have anybody from the public that wishes to speak on this? Seeing none and
Nothing online.
nothing online. Hearing no further comment on this issue, I'm closing the public hearing and bringing the matter back to the council.
And then next, please adopt a resolution authorizing annexation number 1 of territory to CFD 2017-1, authorizing the levy of a special tax and submitting the levy of tax to the qualified electors.
Through the Vice Mayor.
Go ahead.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on item C, adopting the resolution. Not roll call. Can I signify by saying aye, please? for
Aye.
approval?
Aye.
All those opposed? None noted. Motion or resolution passes.
All right, next, the city clerk will open the ballots and announce the results.
One ballot was received. Or one envelope was received. Inside the envelope are 2 ballots. And they both mark yes, and it's unanimous.
Thank you. Any comments from the public on this item? Seeing and hearing none. Anything on?
Then-
Okay,
All right.
back to you, Diana.
Finally, please adopt a resolution making certain findings, declaring and certifying the results of an election, and adding property to CFD 2017-1. And this one again requires public comment.
Any comment from the public? Seeing and hearing none.
None received online.
Okay,
Through the Vice Mayor.
go ahead.
So moved. Adopt a resolution making certain findings, declaring and certifying the results of an election, and adding property CFD 2017-1.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to, on item D. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None noted. Item D passes.
That's it. Thank you.
And I want to thank Mayor Harris, because every time I stand in from him, it's something else.
Vice Mayor, you're doing exceptional work, okay? So you're
Sure he
doing
knows
great.
that.
You're doing
Okay.
great. He's watching the recording right now.
More than likely.